Good morning, students. This one is the first chapter from Hornbill, and the title of this chapter, the Portrait of a Lady, written by Khushwant Singh. In this story, in this chapter, what is the meaning of this chapter? I will teach you all according to paragraph wise. First of all, I will read paragraph, then I will interpret what is the meaning of this paragraph. So first of all, let me read. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman. She had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years that I had known her. People said that she had once been young and pretty and even had a husband. In these lines, we find that the writer describes about the physical appearance of his grandmother. He says that his grandmother is also like others grandmother. It means his grandmother has wrinkled over her face, and she has wrinkles for last 20 years, and for last 20 years since then he knows about his grandmother. And after then he also describes that people say he does not know. It means writer does not know, author does not know, that does not know that his grandmother has husband or not. So he finds information from other person, that from other person he they say to the writer that his grandmother his grandmother was very beautiful in her young age, and she had also a husband, but that was hard to believe. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece in the drawing room. He wore a big turban and loose fitting clothes. He In these lines we find writer describes uh, in this way we find that when people says to him that his grandmother had a husband, he does not believe in the statements, because since he knows about her grandmother, since he knows about his grandmother, she had no husband, but he knows see, the writer, yeah, the author says that there is a portrait of his grandfather that is hanging in the mantel piece in the drawing room, that is hanging on the wall of the drawing room. And he wore a big turban and loose fitting clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest, and he looked at least 100 years old. And he also describes that there is a picture of his grandfather, there is a picture of his grandfather that is hanging on the wall in the drawing room. And in the picture he says that in the picture his grandfather wears a loose fitting clothes, and he has long beard. And in the picture the physical appearance of his father is like that his father was 100 year old person. It means the writer compares when his grandfather and his grandmother, he finds that his grandfather is senior to his is more senior to his grandmother, at least 100 years old. He did not look the sort of person who would have a wife or children. It means in the picture it seems that his father seems as that he had no wife and no children. In this way, such type of picture he looks. And after that, what happened? Part of his chest, and he looked at least 100 years old. He did not look the sort of person who would have a wife or children. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. He looked as for my grandmother being young and pretty. But in this way, in the next line he accepts that his grandfather seems that he had no child, yeah, he had no children and no wife, but he is so old person that he should have many children. He should have many children, and he did not look the sort of person who would have a wife or children. It is completed. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. As for my grandmother being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. It means he finds that when he finds that his grandfather is too old, is more senior uh, to his grandmother. Then he accepts that his grandmother is very young and pretty, and the thought was almost revolting. The thought was almost revolting means here writer, yeah, author does not accept this thing, because his, according to him, his grandmother is very junior to his grandfather, so he says such type of way. And after what happened, she often told us of the games she used to play as a child that seemed quite absurd. Absurd means hota bedhanga, absurd and undignified on her part, and we treated it like the fables of the prophet. Fables means कहानी of the prophets माने पैगंबर. She used to tell us माने messenger. So in these lines we find the writer describes that his grandmother always tells him about her games when she used to play in her childhood. And while she tells him about while she tells him she does not like the games, but when the writer, yeah, the author finds chance to listen the story about the games, he is very interested in all these games, and he accepts that these games for him are like the fables of the prophets. I mean, he is so interested to listen in this to listen such type of stories related to the games. In this story, in this paragraph, we find the writer first of all describes about his grandmother's physical appearance, and after, because his grandmother is alive but his grandfather is dead, so first of all he does not accept that he does not accept that his grandfather was too old person. And when he compares the picture of his grandfather with his grandmother, he accepts that his grandfather was very old. And such old person has you can say has no wife and no children. It means each and everyone will have to die, will die due to over age. But so he compares such way na? And after he accepts and he says grandmother about his grandmother, and he says that his grandmother is very pretty and beautiful. And he also listens the stories that people says to him that when his grandmother was very young when she was very young, she was very pretty, she was very beautiful, such type of way he says. And after she also accepts that his grandmother tells him about her own games of which she played in her childhood. And while she tells him, she is very interested in listening the stories, in listening the story related to the games, regarding the games. So in this way, this one is the introductory paragraph. In this paragraph we find physical appearance of the grandmother and physical appearance of the grandfather, and what people says about the author's grandmother and author's grandmother, and how grandmother treats the author na? How grandmother treats the author. So this one is the first paragraph. This one is the first paragraph meaning. So in this way, I hope you all understand the meaning. There are few hard words in this paragraph. First of all, absurd. This one is the absurd. It means no meaning of anything, no existence of anything, undignified, asammanani, you can say, not respectable. And I think there are no more spellings in this paragraph. So let me roll down. So I am on this paragraph. I am next paragraph. She had always been short and fat, slightly bent. Slightly मैंने हल्का, bent मैंने झुका हुआ, कमर से झुका हुआ. And anyone has been anyone has been more aged person, automatically he or she bends on the west, you can say, from the west. So here slightly bent. Her face was a crisscross of wrinkles running from everywhere to everywhere. No, we were certain she had always been as we head. In these lines, we find again writer describes the physical appearance of his grandmother. He says that his grandmother is very old lady and she is fat, and she is short and fat and slightly bent. You can say on the west, when it comes from the west, and there are many wrinkles over her face. And no, we were certain she had always been as we had. Let me roll down. हाँ, as we had known her. Old, the writer says that in these lines that since the writer has been watching, since the writer has been looking at his grandmother, he finds that she has many wrinkles over. She finds that she has many wrinkles over her face, and after old, she terribly old that she could not have grown older. Old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older, and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. She could never have been pretty. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. She hovered about the house in the spotless white with one hand resting on her breast to balance her stoop and the other stealing the beats of her body. In this way, in these lines we find, in this way we find in this way, in these lines, we find that the writer accepts that his grandmother is so old that it is so old that with the passage of time, she is not growing. She is not older and older, because according to him, his grandmother has been oldest, has been very old. So with the passage of time, she is not older and older. And after she also accepts, she was not very pretty, but she was beautiful. It means here we find both words. First of all pretty, and second one beautiful. It means physically appearance. According to him, physically, by physical appearance, she is not very pretty, but by mental, by behavioral, by, you can say, by behavior, she is very beautiful. She is very civilized lady. And after, in this way I completed till here. She hobbled means, you can say, walk about the house in the spotless white, totally white, with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop माने झुकना, the other tailing the beads of her rosary. माला, आई थिंक वो जैसे रुद्राक्ष की मालाएं होती है, उसमें बीट्स होती है, मनका जिसको बोलते हैं इन हिंदी. तो द बीट्स ऑफ हर रोजरी, हर सिल्वर लॉक्स वर scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face, and her lips constantly moved in the inaudible prayer. Inaudible mean every time she chants mantras, na? But she chants mantras silently. No one can listen. Only anyone can see the moving lips of his grandmother. So in this way, in these lines, we find the writer says that his grandmother is walking in the house. Walking in the house wearing spotless white cloth, white sari, you can say. And she puts her one hand over her waist, and with the help of, and with second hand she holds the rosary. She holds the rosary, a garland, and making balance herself. She chants, she counts the beats manka of the rosary, you can say, of the garland. And after this way, writer says that she is very old, so all her hair has been white, and her hair is not locked, it is scattering over her face. And she continues, and she speaks, yeah, she chants the mantras continuously. And after what happened, yes, uh, she was beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains, an expanse of pure white serenity meaning seriously, breathing peace and contentment. In this way, in these lines, we find the writer compares his grandmother, and he says that his grandmother is like the landscape, of winter season. She is like the winter landscape in the mountains. And she is very serious lady. And she is very serious, it means she likes to be silent, and does her work. In this way, in these lines, we find what the writer says, that what his grandmother likes to do the work in the house. She walks every time in the house, and she wears white cloth, and she chants mantras with the help of the beads of rosary. And her hair is white, totally white, that is scattering, spreading over her face. And she is very silent type lady. She does not like to quarrel with anyone. She is very silent. And in this way, this paragraph is over. Let me roll down next paragraph. My grandmother and I were good friends. My parents, the original, you can say, the story of this chapter especially starts from this paragraph. My grandmother and I were good friends. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city, and we were constantly together. She used to wake up me in the morning and get the ready for school. In this way, from in the above two paragraphs, we find what is the relationship between what is the physical appearance and what is the work of the lady of his grandmother. But the real story of this chapter starts from this paragraph. In these lines we find the writer accepts that he has a great friendship with his grandmother, and he says that his parents leave him with his grandmother in the village, and his parents have gone to the city, and here living with his grandmother he completes his education. And so every morning in the early morning in the every early morning his grandmother makes him wake up no makes him wake up and make him ready and make him get ready to go to school. And after this way this in this way, okay, she used to wake up me in the morning and get me ready for school. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous means tedious means boredom. You can say bored, one type. Monotonous sing song while she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart. In these lines we find his grandmother wakes him up in the early morning, and every day she makes him get ready to go to school. And while she is bathing she is bathing her grandchild, she also sings morning prayer. Actually, for the writer, that morning prayer is very monotonous, is very tedious. But author accepts that his grandmother sings this morning prayer so that her grandchild can learn this prayer by heart. I listened because I loved her voice but never bothered to learn it. Then she would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk, a tiny earthen ink pot, and red pen. Tie them all in a bundle and hand it to me. In this way, we find writer accepts. Writer has to listen the prayer that is sung by his grandmother. For this, not he wants to learn the prayer, but he loves the voice, the melodious, yeah, the you can say the sweet voice of his grandmother. And in this way, and he never thinks about the prayer for learning. And after making him get ready, she brings the wooden slate, and she washes the slate. It means she cleans the slate. Then she gives him pen, you can see. Then she gives him earthen ink pot and everything, and she ties all these things in a bundle, and then she hands over it to the writer. In this way, his grandmother looks after him, no? And she makes him get ready to go to school. And after what happened, after a breakfast of a thick stale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it, we went to school. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs. In this way, after a breakfast of a thick means mota, Mm. In this way, the writer says that after taking a light breakfast, he has to go to school, and while he is going to school, his grandmother takes a stale chapati. Stale माने बासी. Takes stale chapati, na, and she adds a little butter and sugar on the chapati, and after this one she carries several stale chapati with her for the village dogs. It means his grandmother goes to writer's author's school to leave the author, and while she is going to the author school, she makes a breakfast. She makes the lunch for her child, for her grandchild. For this she takes the stale chapati, then she adds sugar and butter on the chapati. Then she carries many other chapati, so that she finds many street dogs and she serves them. And for this she takes. In this way, from here we find what is the story of this chapter. Why there is a great relationship between why there is a great relationship between the writer and his grandmother. Okay, I think this one is my video has been near about 25 minutes, so I stops here. Okay, thanks.